The Lone Star State, an energy powerhouse, leading the nation in oil, gas, wind, and soon solar. How then are we home to one of the most fragile, unpredictable power grids in the nation? How will we survive this summer? And how do we prevent what happened 2 years ago?
Well, our historic winter weather outbreak continues here in Central Texas
From happening again. For 2 weeks, reporting from across the state what's new now and what's next in the power of Texas.
Dangerous, extreme, brutal, just a few of the words being used to describe the weather in Texas over the past few weeks. And so far, the state's power grid has kept up with demand. State lawmakers have worked diligently the past couple of years to reform and improve the grid. But as Charlotte Scott reports, some experts are not confident that their mission was accomplished.
By early summer, temperatures soared well above average in Texas, and Texans across the state are feeling the heat.
Nothing we can do. Texas is Texas. I think we're ready for it.
Calls to, quote, fix the grid grew louder after hundreds of Texans died in February 2021. The power grid failed under freezing conditions. In an effort to answer the call, the governor recently signed legislation that would incentivize companies to build new natural gas plants with 3% loans and completion bonuses.
This law provides low-interest loans for the construction of up to 10,000 megawatts of new dispatchable power generation.
Voters will decide whether or not the state should fund this initiative when they cast a ballot in November. But gas-powered plants failed during the 2021 freeze. Texas had the supply, but it couldn't perform. Yet the legislature did not provide incentives for gas plants to weatherize.
I think our politicians took the steps that they think they needed to take to try to address the catastrophe we suffered. I am not confident that those were the right steps.
In addition to weatherization, Beth Garza with the R Institute says the right steps would have been looking at how to reduce demand. Lawmakers could have provided incentives to consumers to conserve energy or improve their homes by installing better windows and insulation.
I absolutely think that was a major miss during this legislative session.
Another bill that Governor Abbott signed creates an allowance for generators to build transmission lines that will connect resources to the grid. But if the to-be-determined allowance doesn't cover the full cost, the generator will have to pick up the tab.
So it was really intentionally set up to be discriminatory against renewables. Those are the resources that are building now. Those are the resources that are connecting now. Those are the resources that will be subject to a new paradigm for cost allocation.
Michael Jewell, who's worked in the energy space for decades, says this could have an unintended consequence of delaying interconnection. He adds that before this, consumers, not generators, paid for the transmission lines. Both energy experts agree the bills that passed did not make the grid more reliable. For Spectrum News, I'm Charlotte Scott.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. And for more refreshing stories about your community, click the subscribe button right over here. You can also download our Spectrum News app to get live news coverage, weather alerts, and more wherever you are. And don't forget to tune in to Channel 55 on Dish and DirecTV for live local reporting every single day. We'll see you then.